Before we begin, subscribe to Warfare Frontlines and share this with every serious historian and survival researcher you know. What you're about to hear is not common fieldcraft. It is the kind of knowledge that separated the men who survived winter campaigns from the men whose names froze into casualty reports. In every major theatre of World War II, cold ground killed. The Eastern Front, the Ardennes, the Apennines, the Aleutians, northern China. These places claimed thousands of soldiers not from bullets, but from hypothermia, trench foot and exposure while sleeping. Most armies issued sleeping bags and blankets, yet men still froze because the true danger was not the air. It was the earth itself. Frozen ground strips heat from the body faster than wind, rain or snow. Veteran units learned that survival began at night, when the body became still and defenseless. What follows are 9 sleeping systems that kept soldiers alive when temperatures dropped far below zero and supplies failed. How soldiers defeated frozen ground by building thermal platforms. Every experienced winter soldier learned the same rule: never sleep directly on the earth. The ground becomes a massive heat sink. Veteran units built raised platforms from anything available. Pine boughs, logs, ammunition crates, doors, even packed snow. The goal was to create an air gap between the body and the ground. Modern application is simple. Lay branches or any rigid debris first. Add dry vegetation or cardboard. Place your bedding on top. Even 6 inches of separation can prevent life-threatening heat loss. Why insulation beneath the body mattered more than blankets above it. Soldiers learned quickly that 10 blankets on top would not save you if your underside was unprotected. Body heat travels downward first. Now, experienced troops packed insulation under their sleeping area, making it even thicker than what they used on top. This clever method, you see, reversed heat loss and really helped stabilize body temperature through the night. Today, survivalists still use this principle, so it's best to prioritize underbody insulation before adding layers above. How vapor barriers prevented deadly moisture collapse. Moisture, well, it's truly the enemy of warmth. During the Second World War, mountain troops began sealing themselves inside improvised vapor barriers made from ponchos, oilcloth, or rubberized fabric. This prevented sweat from escaping into the insulation, where it would freeze and, well, destroy thermal performance. In modern survival situations, plastic sheeting, rain gear, or even trash bags, can serve as vapor barriers. How soldiers use snow as insulation instead of, well, an enemy. Counterintuitive, but truly life-saving. Snow insulates. Winter units dug snow trenches and built snow walls around sleeping areas. Packed snow blocks wind and traps warmth. Snow caves maintained stable interior temperatures even during blizzards. If caught in deep snow today, dig down rather than building upward. Create a roofed cavity. How group sleeping multiplied heat retention. In desperate conditions, soldiers slept pressed together inside confined shelters. Combined body heat raised ambient temperature enough to prevent frostbite and hypothermia. This practice was common during encirclements and long winter marches. Foot management really played a crucial role in preventing freezing during sleep. Cold injuries, more often than not, started in the feet. Veteran soldiers, they made sure to dry their feet before sleeping, change into dry socks, and insulate their boots as best they could. Trench stoves and heated stones, interestingly enough, helped extend warmth right through the night. When fuel was in short supply, soldiers would heat stones near small fires, wrap them in cloth, and place them near their core while sleeping. Those stones, believe it or not, radiated warmth for hours, all without any smoke or flame. Now, let's talk a bit about how sleep posture controlled circulation and warmth. Soldiers would curl themselves into these compact positions to reduce the surface area exposed to the cold. Arms were always tucked in, knees bent, and the spine curved. This simple, instinctive posture minimized heat loss and, crucially, protected their vital organs. Psychological discipline, you see, was absolutely vital for survival at night. Experienced winter soldiers, well, they maintained strict routines before sleep, like eating, hydrating, inspecting their equipment, and focusing their minds. These habits prevented mistakes that could easily become fatal in the dark and cold. These 9 sleeping systems, well, they weren't written into any manuals. Instead, they were carved into memory by men who endured the coldest nights in human history, and somehow lived. And you know, they remain just as effective even today. If this knowledge matters to you, do consider subscribing to Warfare Frontlines, share this documentary with fellow historians and survivalists, and help preserve the intelligence war that was almost erased.